Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel for this special video as part of Bots at Home. I really hope you are enjoying the event, and please, if you can, for Bots at Home, donate to Mary's Meals. The link is in the description box below, as we're raising money for Mary's Meals, which is something that Toy does every year at TFN. So with the absence of TFN being at the normal convention type setting, we thought we'd set up a little donation box there. If you can, please do donate, but for now, please do enjoy this video as part of Bots at Home called Transformers, My First Love. So what do I mean by Transformers, My First Love? As a kid in the 80s, I grew up with all the crazies. So apparently it started off with He-Man, but my parents said that I watched it so much and played with the figures so much I ended up having nightmares, so I can't remember much about He-Man. As it were, maybe I was just too young. Let's be honest, 1983 I was born, so maybe a bit too young. Transformers, of course, my first love. Thundercats, the real Ghostbusters and Turtles, and there was other crazies, of course. I'd been through them all, but thick and thin, I always came back to Transformers. There was always a Transformer on my birthday, or at least one at Christmas, or some sort of transforming robot, because it was clearly influenced by my love of Transformers. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to share with you some of my Transformers from my childhood and that experience of each one, and why it's a good memory to me. Something just nice and uplifting and a bit cheery. So let's start with the biggest and probably the most boldest ingrained memory when it comes to Transformers of my childhood, and that is Power Master Optimus Prime. Now, I had on video Action Force Sink the Montana by Tempo Video, and what that had as well, apart from the episode, it had toy commercials embedded in it, and these were not only Action Force figures but also Transformer figures, and it showed you the Pretenders, the Power Masters, and most importantly, Power Master Optimus Prime.
New Transformers are here! Optimus Prime's back! He's bigger! Super Optimus Prime!
Now, I remember coming home from school on my birthday and getting home, opening up Headmaster Hardhead, as well as a few other presents and stuff, but that's the figure that really sticks out, and I was dead chuffed to have Hardhead. And my parents said, "Oh, is he quite cool? Is he a boss?" And I thought, well, he is a master. And then my dad went out the room and came back with another present. Not thinking I'm getting anything else. And I open it up, and there he is. It is a Power Master Optimus Prime. That commercial that I watched and wore the tape out on consistently, I now had that figure in my hand. And it was an amazing figure that came all the way through my childhood. I didn't lose it till very much in my teens. One of the other memories that I do have on from my childhood is the Transformer Landmine. Now, in our town, we only really had Woolworths to buy figures from. I'm going to assume you know what Woolworths is. If you're watching this channel, you're probably in the age demo of me, but just in case, it was a sort of sell-all store, and it had an amazing toy set. So a lot of us would, as kids, would just get our toys from there, and a lot of people struggled with transforming Landmine back in the day. So one of my friends in my class had Landmine, and he couldn't transform him. And this was in the class where it was like a show and tell type setting. So I had to stand up nerve-wrackingly in front of the class and show everyone how to transform Landmine. Still one of the greatest memories. It seems like a very basic one, but it's still really fun to remember that. And speaking of Woolworths, so many memories going in there and buying Transformers. Usually, sometimes anyway, at the weekend, not usually, not all the time, and now and again, I would get Transformer figures, and whether it was saving up my own money or just my mum buying me one. I can remember getting one of those more basic Pretender figures that came out shortly after the main Pretenders line with Cloudburst and stuff in it. I got the one I keep forgetting his name, the walrus shell with the futuristic eye patch and the little figure that we get inside him. I remember getting that figure. I remember saving up my money to get the Mega Pretender Vroom. That was a really cool figure to have. And I can remember getting cheesed off that we were going out for a meal at the local Chinese restaurant and not being able to take Vroom that day. I was so angry that I couldn't take my new toy to the Chinese restaurant. Seems a bit silly thinking back on it now, but hey, I was a kid. And when you think about toy stores when you're a kid, you can only think about one toy store if you're born in the 80s, and that is, of course, Toys R Us.
There's a magical place, we're on our way there, with toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, books, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, beds, spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Truly was a magical place, and I can remember going in there again with the pocket money I had saved and getting Air Raid. And to this day, because of that memory, Air Raid is my favourite aerial bot. Is just because of that lovely memory ingrained going into Toys R Us. I'm sure I got other Transformer figures from there, but that one is really ingrained in my memories. The one that I didn't have and I seen everybody had, and it sticks in there, it's still like a good memory, but there's also a little negative connotation about it, but it has a happy ending, and it was Ultra Magnus. I never seen a full Ultra Magnus apart from in one kid's house who's a bit of a spoiled bastard, and he never played with his toys, he just had them on display, and I thought that was weird, something right about him. Turns out I was right, but we'll not get into that. I'm not about that. I'm not about attacking people. But everywhere else, it was always like bits of Ultra Magnus, like the white cab with the Ultra Magnus head. I never seen the painted Ultra Magnus head. It was always just the all blue head. But eventually I did get him, as you've seen in my various Ultra Magnus videos that I've done over the years in my YouTubing career, hobby, you could say. The good thing about all these figures that I have shown you, aside from a couple, and this is what I really want to take away from this video, they're not the originals. Not one of them is the originals. The majority of those figures I've shown you have been given to me by people from the Transformers community. Be it Junkheap Dave, be it Dorian aka Vigadeth, people like that who gave me them for the price of postage, or completely free as a birthday gift in the case of Power Master Prime. And that just shows you how figures like Transformers do bring people together from all walks of life. And that's something we should take away from not only this Bots at Home event, but from being part of this great community. Sometimes we do get frustrated with each other, like brothers and sisters do fight, but really we are such a generous and giving lot. And I, for one, am happy to be part of this community. I'll catch you again for another video on my YouTube channel soon. I'll see you next time.